You've been practicing diligently. You're living in the end, feeling the wish fulfilled and doing your imaginal acts every single night. You feel like you're following all the rules, ticking every box, but nothing is changing. The phone isn't ringing, your bank account looks the same, and your specific person is still nowhere in sight. That frustrating, gnawing feeling in your gut, that little voice whispering, "Am I just fooling myself?" It's a feeling I know well, and it's a sign you're likely making one of 5 subtle, yet critical, mistakes that are quietly sabotaging your success. Before you think this is just another video telling you to try harder, let's get one thing straight. The problem is almost never about effort. In fact, it's often the exact opposite. The principles Neville Goddard taught aren't complex rules you have to struggle to obey. They're fundamental truths about how your own mind works. Failure doesn't mean you're broken or that this stuff doesn't work. It almost always means a key idea has been slightly misunderstood. In this video, we're going to break down the 5 most common mistakes that keep your desires just out of reach. More importantly, we'll walk through the practical solutions to fix them. By the end, you'll have the clarity to see where you've been going off track and the confidence to get back on the path to finally manifesting the life you actually want. We're going to turn that frustration into fulfillment. Starting right now, the first, and maybe the most widespread mistake, is coming at this with a feeling of strain and effort. You grit your teeth, furrow your brow, and you try with all your might to force your imagination into reality. It feels like you're pushing a boulder uphill, and you think that sheer willpower is what makes things happen. But that feeling of desperate, forceful effort sends a very clear signal to your subconscious mind: you don't have it yet. Neville's entire philosophy is built on effortless assumption, not forceful creation. The creative process should feel like a release, a surrender, a relaxed acceptance of your new reality. When you're trying, you're operating from a state of lack. You're acknowledging the absence of your desire, which only creates more absence. Many people overcomplicate this, adding tons of steps and rituals, thinking that more complexity means more power. The truth is, all that stuff usually just gets in the way. Real power is in simplicity. The fix is to stop trying and start being. You have to cultivate the art of letting go. Your only job is to create a scene in your mind that implies your wish is fulfilled. Step into that scene and feel how real it is. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude. And then you drop it. You let it go. You assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is now your natural state. You don't fight to hold on to it. You just return to it as your new baseline. The next time you feel yourself straining, just take a breath and relax. Remind yourself that it's already done in the deeper reality of your imagination, and your only job is to accept it. Be the person who has it, not the person who's still trying to get it. You've just finished a powerful imaginal session. You felt the ring on your finger, smelled the new car interior, heard the congratulations. You feel that sense of peace and completion. Then, 5 minutes later, you unlock your phone, you check your email, you look at your bank account, you scan the world around you, searching for a sign that it's working. This one habit is one of the most destructive things you can do to your manifestation. Neville taught that the outer world, your 3D reality, is just a shadow of your inner world. It's your past beliefs made solid. When you immediately check for proof, you're doing 2 things wrong. First, you're confirming your disbelief. You're basically telling your subconscious, "I don't really believe it's done, so I need you to show me proof." Second, you are putting all of your focus back on your current reality, the very reality you want to change. This anchors you to what is instead of letting you move into what you've created. The fix is to go on what Neville called a strict mental diet. This means you consciously refuse to entertain any thought, feeling, or conversation that contradicts your fulfilled desire. When you get that urge to check your reality, you have to catch yourself. When your senses show you the opposite of what you've assumed, you need the discipline to say, "That's the old reality, the shadow of an old belief. I'm living in my new reality now." This doesn't mean you ignore your bills or pretend problems don't exist. It means you don't give them your emotional power. You acknowledge them, and then you return to your assumption. It just means you stop giving your emotional energy to the reality you no longer want. Persist in your assumption no matter what your eyes and ears tell you. The 3D world will conform. It has no choice, but you have to give it the new blueprint, and that means you have to stop looking at the old one for validation. This one is subtle, but it's a huge deal. A lot of people, when they imagine their desire, see it as something that will happen. They watch a mental movie of a future them getting the good news or achieving the goal. They feel the excitement of something that is coming to them. While this might feel good for a moment, it programs your subconscious mind to keep your desire right where you've placed it, always in the future. Creation is finished. Everything you could ever want already exists. The only time that's real is now. Neville was crystal clear about this. You must live in the end. This doesn't mean living for the end, but living from the end. Your imaginal act has to be in the first person, present tense. You are not watching a movie, you are the actor in the scene, experiencing it right now. If you're imagining a future event, you're just affirming that you don't have your desire in the present. And since your subconscious only works in the present, it will faithfully keep creating the reality of not having it now. So the solution is to shift your scenes into the immediate present. Don't imagine yourself getting a job offer next week. Imagine you're at your new desk now, having already worked there for a month. Feel the satisfaction. Don't imagine your wedding day. Imagine it's 6 months after the wedding and you're having a simple, loving conversation with your spouse. Feel the comfort and security of an established relationship. Your inner talk has to shift from, I hope I get it, to, I am so grateful now that. Feel the quiet relief of it being a done deal. Your imaginal act should feel like a memory, not a fantasy. You practice perfectly for 3 days. You feel the state you live in the end. But on day 4, nothing has changed, and doubt starts to creep in. On day 5, you feel discouraged, and you skip your session. By the end of the week, you've decided it didn't work, and you're already looking for a new technique. This lack of persistence is a guaranteed way to fail. An assumption isn't a one-time magic spell. It's a state you have to return to, day after day, until it becomes your new home. Think of your subconscious mind like soil and your assumption as a seed. You can't plant a seed and then dig it up the next day to see if it's growing. You have to plant it, water it, and trust the process. Persisting in your assumption is the watering. Every time you return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you're feeding that seed and helping it take root. Being inconsistent sends mixed signals and, at best, will give you messy, confusing results. The solution here is simple: discipline. Treat this practice like you would a fitness routine. You don't go to the gym once and expect to be in shape. You go consistently. You have to make it a daily discipline to return to your chosen state, especially when doubt shows up, when your old reality screams at you. That's your cue to turn within and calmly go back to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Persistence isn't a battle. It's a quiet, steady return to your assumption. You persist until that new state feels so normal that you almost forget what the old state even felt like. It's this persistence that hardens your assumption into a solid fact in your world. This is the deepest mistake of all, the one where all the others come from. It's the error of acting like a small, powerless person begging some distant, outside force to grant a wish. You hope, you pray, you plead with the universe or God as if it's something separate from you. When you do this, you're coming from a place of separation and weakness, which is the exact opposite of Neville's most important teaching. The core of Neville's message is this: you are the operant power. Your own wonderful human imagination is the creative power of God. As Neville said, I am is the name of God, the source of everything. There is no power outside of you that can give you what you want. You are the creator of your reality through your own assumptions. All the doubt, impatience, and fear come from that one moment of amnesia. The moment you forget your own power. You are not a beggar asking for a handout. You are the king decreeing a new reality. Neville taught that your world is nothing more than your own consciousness pushed out. The solution is to fundamentally change how you see yourself. Before you even start an imaginal act, first remember who you are. Start your practice not by focusing on the thing you want, but by feeling the truth of your own power. Remind yourself, I am the operant power. My consciousness is the only reality, and my assumptions, if I persist in them, have to become fact. When you come from this place of authority, your imaginal acts will have a totally different energy. You're no longer asking for permission. You're giving a command. You're not hoping for a future result. You're accepting your desire as real right now because you have decreed it. Build an unwavering faith not just in the technique, but in yourself, because you are the power that makes it work. So those are the 5 key misunderstandings that might be holding you back. Trying too hard and creating resistance, constantly checking the outside world and confirming your disbelief, imagining in the future and keeping your desire far away, failing to persist until your assumption feels natural, and most importantly, forgetting that you are the sole creative power in your own life. By addressing these 5 core mistakes, you can get back to the true, simple, and powerful teachings of Neville Goddard. The path to manifesting isn't a struggle, it's one of relaxed assumption. It's about a disciplined mental diet, a present moment focus, consistent persistence, and a deep knowing that you are the creator of your world. You have within you right now all the power you need to experience the life you want. It's just a matter of returning to these fundamentals and applying them with understanding and faith. If this video gave you a moment of clarity, or if you saw yourself in any of these 5 mistakes, I'd love to hear about it. Help our community grow by sharing your experience in the comments below. Which mistake resonated with you the most? Sharing your story helps all of us learn and grow together. And if you want to go deeper into Neville's teachings and learn how to apply them in a clear, practical way, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're always exploring these profound truths to help you build the life you were always meant to live. Thanks for watching, and remember, the power was yours all along.